everybody, I am back today with another video. I am feeling 10 times better than I have been feeling, the last 2 weeks, which is awesome. And it made me realize that it's been exactly 1 year since I was diagnosed as bipolar. So if you guys have been following around with me these last few months, or basically the last year, you know that I was diagnosed bipolar type 1 in March of last year because I went through this extremely depressive episode, like the worst one I had gone through since high school, and things were just really bad, but like I didn't really have a reason. Not that you need a reason to be depressed, but for me, I knew it was something different because I had been trying all these medications and nothing was working. And it really sucked. And I'm smiling because I'm just like, wow, like I've come a long way since then. Today, I kind of just wanted to share with y'all a few things that I've learned this year, kind of reflecting on the year as a whole. I think, like I said, being diagnosed bipolar, I was not necessarily sad to find it out. I think I read online that just a lot of people are shocked, or, a lot of people are like, they can't believe it. I believed it because this isn't like my first time dealing with mental illness. I was dealing with depression, or maybe it was bipolar disorder. We don't really know. But since I was 7th grade. So like for me to find out that like, all right, I don't have depression, or I don't have major depressive disorder, I have bipolar disorder, makes a lot of sense because like it came to a point where I was like, yo, what is going on? Why isn't any of this working? Like there's something wrong with me because these doctors like aren't helping or anything. And I was happy because I knew that like, all right, I can target things differently now, and like it sucks that like I have this, but like at least I know what I have. Like I would much rather know what I have than to like be oblivious and just think that like I like legit thought something was wrong with me. The biggest thing like overall this year I've learned honestly is that bipolar disorder is a disability. I think that like because my whole life has been centered around major depressive disorder, and for me it was like I was depressed for a reason, because of behavioral things, or not behavioral things, because of environmental factors within my life. My mom had passed away, my best friend had passed away shortly after that. There was like, the court battle with my dad, and my family was always pitted against each other. It's like I like moved around homes. It was a lot of things that like added to my depression, and I was able to work through that within like the partial hospitalization program that I was in. So because I had approached mental illness from like, all right, you have this thing and then it goes away, because I dealt with things and I worked on my stuff and managed my behaviors and did all that, and I came out of the program like super happy. Maybe I was manic. I think I was actually manic looking at my behavior. I think I've told y'all this. But regardless, I think I've like come a long way dealing with those things anyway. So for bipolar disorder, like this year I was like, all right, great. Like I was ready to just like, boom, I have bipolar disorder. Let's get this out the way. And obviously it doesn't quite work like that. So thinking of it as a disorder, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it today because it's hard. Like I have to live differently than how I lived before. Like my life has changed, or like I'm changing it so that I can live a better life, because like this up and down, and like especially mixed episodes suck like so bad. So that's like really like why like I'm like trying to wrap my brain around it now. And that just basically just thinking of it as a disability is that like I can't drink like I used to. So I basically started drinking again. Yeah, as y'all know. And because I've been talking about it. But I had stopped. Like I didn't have a single drink. Maybe like one drink, literally. From August to about sometime in December. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I can go back and have like maybe a drink or 2 drinks, just don't get drunk really when you go out or buzzed or anything. So I did that for about 3-4 weeks, and that was actually fun. That was actually a great medium, and I think that's where I want to be in life at some point. But then I started drinking like just again normally, nowhere near how I was last like 2 years ago, nowhere near that. But like I've been drinking more, and it's something that like I just realized I can't do, and it makes my mood like just fluctuate so much, and it's like you can't do that anymore. And if I want to get better, then I need to stop drinking. And it's things like that where like it sucks, but like I have a disability and I have to treat it as a disability because it's not going away anytime soon, or possibly at all ever, which kind of sucks. But like it's just learning to live with it. Like certain foods, eating certain foods. Like I had one week where all I ate was like Taco Bell. I swear to God, I ate Taco Bell and candy. And you know what happened? Went into like this meh phase. I wasn't depressed, I would say, but like it wasn't great. And like, so all these things interact with my mood, and it kind of sucks because literally like exercise, like things, small things like that, just things I have to be weary of, I guess, if that makes sense. Which is different, you know, it's different for me to experience, which is like something I'm not used to. But I think another thing is that I've just learned to give myself credit as well. So like, while yes, I'm still struggling with this every day, I've also I did stop drinking for a while, and I managed to do that. I did start exercising regularly, but I stopped. I did eat better, and I am cooking better, but I stopped. But I did do I have done these things, and I just have to accept that I have to continue those good things, and sometimes you slip up, which is actually the third thing that I realized is that recovery is full of ups and downs. So I give myself credit for what I've done. I need to learn from my mistakes, and I need to be hard on myself. I need to be real on myself. I need to be real. I need to be real with myself and say hey, I do recognize that I've been drinking a little bit more than I, had in the past few months. Is this good or not? I have been staying up a lot, and that's probably not good. I haven't really been to the gym exercising, so really should I be eating Taco Bell? Or using Adderall to make myself feel better because it brings on mania. All of those things, I had to be completely honest with myself and say those things are not good. And if I want to get better, then don't do those things. But also understanding that there are times where I will slip up, and there's a fine line, I think. It's kind of hard to tell between slipping up, you had a bad day, I should feel bad for myself, versus no, you recognize that you knew you shouldn't have done that, but you just gave in. I don't really know. That's what I'm struggling with right now, is figuring out it's so hard, you guys. It's so hard. It's just it's this turmoil inside of you, but giving yourself credit, and also just realizing that recovery's full of bumps in the road and everything, and it's not a clear path. I think those things have been huge. I think another big thing that I've learned that might be kind of controversial, I don't know, but is that people don't, you should trust how you feel, and you know yourself, you know your body, you know your mind better than anybody else. It doesn't matter, doctors provide insight, other people provide insight, but you truly do know yourself, and I truly believe that you know yourself better than anybody. I'm not a big proponent of taking medicine, although I have taken medicine, and I will go back on medicine in 3 days, because I have the scripts, I just gotta fill them. I think that it took me some time to be ready, and that's okay, if that makes sense. Because when I first was diagnosed, they wanted to put me on meds right away. And I'm not saying that that wasn't the right choice or wasn't the wrong choice. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do. But for me, I felt it was because I didn't know, yeah, I'm bipolar, but I really didn't know what that meant. And I still really don't know what bipolar disorder means, because it's such a large spectrum, just within the practice itself, treating it. People want to get better quickly. Doctors want to prescribe. And for bipolar, I do think medication is important. I really do. But I just think that it's important to know what medications you're taking. If those what those medications do to you, because you are putting something in your body that's different. And when it's something like mental illness, that's this is people don't really there's such a huge spectrum. People don't really know what's going on in our brains. They sort of understand, it's a chemical imbalance, but specifically, you can't really see it. And not everyone has all the answers, and you kind of just have to be patient with everybody, be patient with yourself, because I'm pretty sure that this marks 1 year. Next year I will have an even better handle on my symptoms. I'll probably have a better regimen. I might even be on a completely new medication. I might not be on any medication at all. You don't know. And I think that just gotta go with the flow and understand it's a pace. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today, but I will be back with another video soon. So if you can go ahead and click that subscribe button if you liked it, comment or share, all of that jazz. I love to hear from you guys. It really does, literally keeps me going. because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. All right, peace.